why do you want to save money in taxes, especially when it comes on investments and actually making those investment contributions? Well, I'd like to start off by saying this video is not financial advice. It's for education, so all the risk is pretty much transferred to you to take this with a grain of salt. But I really say there are two categories when coming to financial planning that really makes a lot of sense really when it comes to investment vehicles and liquidity, and that is that you have two categories. You have tax efficient, then you have not tax efficient. This is more readily available, so the more liquid something is, the more tax you're gonna pay on it, because Uncle Sam wants his share and he's gonna get it before you. you know when you put, like, say you got checking account, savings account, this stuff, before it even comes in it gets taxed. And then when you go to make that and you make interest on that money, gimme is what taxes are gonna say. And even with these time frames, even like for stocks, bonds, all these equities and debts, that, like, while they have a long time frame, like 3 to 20 years, even longer, I mean, you could even go all the way from a year to farther than that. It's just when you have such a lower time frame for those kind of equities and bonds, it's really hard if the market crashed and you needed your money. And you gotta look out in the time horizon. Why do I need to make these investments? But also that those are taxable, and then on the other side is non-taxable or tax efficient, so you only get taxed once. Whereas on this side, you get taxed when you get paid and when you put the money in and earn interest on it. But on this side is like retirement accounts. So you think the Roth IRA, 401ks, they have different, like, tax strategies. Like the 401k, you could use pre-tax money, so you could save from Uncle Sam taking the money before you even get it, but he's gonna take it later on. Or you could do the Roth IRA approach, where you put after-tax money in, so after Uncle Sam already robbed you, he's gonna let you use the rest to invest it, but can't touch it after that as long as it's after 60 years old. That that works for Roth IRA and 401k. There are other investment vehicles that are sort of similar, but to keep it simple, that really what you want from uh, finance is to understand tax strategies, because I'm telling you, the taxes will eat away at you. Not only that, but you gotta understand that inflation eats away at the value of the dollar. So you want to make these tax efficient investments, because on this side, well, yeah, you have all that increase, and then inflation's eating it at the same time. You save a lot more in taxes. The only thing is you have to withdraw it when you're at 60 years old. But there's also other ones. So there's also life insurance, which is another tax efficient thing. You use after tax money. And I mean, there's so many different variabilities for these policies, and really this isn't for financial advice but for education, that the life insurance money, depending on different ways you use it, you can actually, with the cash value of a permanent life insurance, use that without tax. Which, if you need money in a pension, especially with crazy stuff going on, and say you've got your policy since you were younger, so you really are paying low premiums, it, like, financial advisors do this all the time, and really anybody in the finance industry, is to start early with all these things. But it's tax efficient because if you start early, you're ahead of everybody already just by starting early. Like, even me, I'm trying to help college age students, and also after that, to make better decisions, and that's why I started my internship. But really, to educate just anybody on why it's so important, is tax, paying a ton of tax versus tax efficient. And there's so many different time frames that really like another way for tax efficient is property, and that also includes like life insurance, but it's mainly like, if you have a house, the money that you put in to pay off the debt, and then eventually you have the amount you could sell it for, and depending on if you're single or married is a different in tax amount, but the point is that that is more tax efficient. But everything on this side is very low liquidity. Very low liquidity. It's like if something happens, you can't just sell your house tomorrow and expect to get a return. And that's the thing about these is investments. And really on this side, while it is tax efficient, it's very illiquid. Like especially with the retirement accounts, you can't withdraw that money without a penalty until you're the retirement age, 60, and then 401k. I mean, they keep changing it all the time, but expect around 60. It's also different amounts for 65, 67, but the point is that it's very illiquid, whereas you're paying tax for having the advantage of liquidity. And while you do want some liquidity, you have to have a certain amount. After that, you gotta put into investments. You gotta have like emergency fund and this stuff so that you have in case something happens. And then the point is that to really make those smart decisions, that I don't think it's worth it doing it by yourself. You're gonna make so many mistakes that it's crazy. But if you work with somebody who already makes those decisions as their job pretty much, and they have a fiduciary responsibility, where instead of taking all the educational risk on yourself to really learn the hard way, that's why advisors are so good, especially with finance. And I'm actually starting a career in this industry, and I'm starting by just making these videos trying to educate people why investments are so good. I mean, it's crazy. I already made another video talking about why they're so good, but really just also making those smart decisions of, tax efficiency, not tax efficient, liquid, less liquid. And, the whole point is to protect and to grow your stuff. And, I mean, I've seen the shocking statistics that, not many Americans actually have really a good plan, and that's not unfortunate because, a lot of people really do need the help of the getting their finances, and it really is just a plan away. And it's kind of crazy because a lot of it comes down to the culmination of small decisions, so small things over time. It just something happened, you lost a lot of it. There are really a lot of ways you can protect against that. And I mean, the good one for really growing, you got the stock market, very liquid, but you're going to get taxed. But you can also go in the stock market tax efficient, but you're going to pay penalties unless you wait till you're 60. And really, that's the important thing to consider when you're making those decisions. And it's important to consult a professional too, to really understand that stuff. And I'm becoming a professional, but if you want to contact me, you have any questions or just anything, I got you. And not only that, but with my young age, you could call me in retirement and I'm still there. So there's that too, that not everybody has in the finance industry. And it's a good one too, because I get to work with experienced people while also helping at the same time. And it's all this other crazy things, and the only thing is to spread the message, which is, that's the hard work right there. But I think I've already been doing investments and helping family and just myself make investment decisions for such a long time, so I thought, why not take it professional? That's what I'm doing, and I'm also using this channel to educate people. I called it Seb Capital because Seb was my nickname, but Capital because you want to preserve that capital. And me, Seb, I got you. I want to help you and educate you on preserving capital. Now, this was more of a basic video, and there's a reason I want it to be basic, because I don't want to be giving you legal advice. This is for educating yourself and understanding that a professional can help you, and that's also another reason why to have a plan, because there's so many things that people make mistakes all the time, and if you really want somebody there to prevent those mistakes from happening, or in case they happen, to be ready for them. That's why financial planning is such an important industry, especially with investments. It's amazing. I want to also talk about different investments that I also do, and these are personal, not any financial advice, but rather personal experience that I want to offer, because I made a lot of mistakes in that, and so I'm gonna make multiple videos on investing. I know I made a couple explaining real estate investment trust a couple weeks ago, and I just gave the ticker symbol and the secret to how to get some good income in the real estate industry that's not as correlated with the stock market. So if you want to see those, I did make a couple videos on that as well, if you want to see. And really stay on top of the finances. I got you. Look at this business. So, no, really, I just genuinely want to help, especially with investments, and explaining the not tax efficient versus tax efficient. I think really helps people in just understanding the scale of how to plan financially. And I got you. Some people have no idea, but I want you to have an idea to educate, and not only that, but to take action on it, especially understanding that not everybody knows everything, but other people can help you and fill in those gaps. And that's why really to understand those investments.